हेलो, तो आज हम लोग कर रहे हैं अपनी पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया का अगला चैप्टर, जो कि है डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन प्रोसेस चैलेंजेस एंड अचीवमेंट्स। तो शुरू करते हैं। वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट अचीवमेंट ऑफ द इंडिया इन एवरी ईयर सिंस इंडिपेंडेंस इज adaptation the adaptation of the democratic politics and adhering to it despite the odds, as political scientist Samuel Hustington observed. India is in this context is the dramatic exception emergence of the electoral politics. India defining many predictions and social scientific generalization when is in the face of odd it affirmed its faith in opting for the democratic at the inception of independence provision of the universal adult franchise at the very outset was all the more unremarkable given the prevailing challenges. These challenges, as observed by many, were largely poor and illiterate population, immense geographical, social, and economic diversity. Never in history was much as an experiment undertaken. The success of India in the context over the years has become an example to be emulated for other countries across the globe. It is noteworthy that forced with such serious challenges, other leaders from the different countries over the years have become an example to be emulated for other countries across the globe. It is now noteworthy that faced with such serious challenges, other leaders from different countries did not prefer democracy as a form of governance. Leadership in many of the newly independent countries argued that when the priorities was national unity, democracy was not suitable as it would bring different and conflict. Hence, various forms of democratic regimes were adopted in many of the newly independent countries post-independence. The political leadership in India believed that while competition and power are the two most visible things about politics, the intention of the political activities should be deciding and pursuing public interest. Setting up institutional aspect of the democratic system Setting up an institutional aspect of the democratic system. After adoption of the constitution on January 26, 1950, it was necessary to install the first democratically elected government of the country. The Commission of India was set up in January 1915 with a constitutional provision to conduct free and fair elections. Sukumar Sen became the first chief election commissioner. At that time, the ECI was a single-member body. India has adopted universal adult franchise model of democracy where any person with a prescribed condition of age could vote without any form of discrimination. Election Commission soon realized that it was an uphill task to conduct a free and fair election in a country of India's size. Holding an election required delimitation of drawing the boundaries of the constituencies and preparation of electoral rolls. Nearly 14 lakh women registered themselves as a wife of daughter or of somebody's rather registering themselves by their names. The election commission refused to accept these entities and ordered to revision it if possible and deletion it necessary. Preparing for the first general election was a huge exercise. No election on the scale had ever been conducted in the world before, At that time, there was a 70 crore eligible voters who had to elect about 489 MPs of the Lok Sabha and 3,200 MLA of the state assemblies. Only 50% of these eligible voters were literate. Hence, election commission had sought some special method of voting, like the candidate were to identify by the symbol assigned to each major parties, and independent candidate painted on the ballot paper in the box assigned to a particular candidate, and the ballot was secret. Election Commission trained over 3 lakh officers and polling staff to conduct the election. Democracy took a giant step forward with a first election were the biggest experiment in the democracy anywhere in the world. Many people were the spectacle about the democratic elections being conducted in the caste-ridden, multi-regional, illiterate and backwardness like India. Political leadership used सॉरी हम लोगों ने पिछली बार हम लोगों ने पढ़ लिया था सेटिंग अप इंस्टीट्यूशन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द डेमोक्रेटिक सिस्टम. हम लोग पढ़ेंगे आगे का. Over 20 sorry 2,24,000 polling booths, one for the almost every 1,000 voter were constructed and equipped with over 2.5 million steel ballot boxes, one box for every candidate. Nearly 622 uh, million ballot papers were printed in a first past post contest. Whoever got the priority or the largest number of voters would get electorate. In all, candidate of over 14 national and 63 regional or local parties, and a large number of the independent contestant. The election nearby 17,500 candidate in all stood for the seat to the Lok Sabha and the state legislature. The election were spread out over nearly 4 months from October 25, 1995 to February 21, 1952. Later, the period was reduced to 19 days in 1957 and 7 to 10 days in subsequent election. Suitable conditions were created for the free participation of the opposition parties in election, including Jan Sangh and Communist Party of India (CPI). Nehru vigorously campaigned for the Congress. He made communism the central issue of his campaign due to the basic struggle at that time between the secular and communal forces on the background of partition inflicted the communal violence and the riot. The elections were conducted in the free and fair, impartially and ordered mannerly with the little violence. People response to the new political order to and tremendous. They participated in the polls with enough knowledge that their vote was a prized possession at certain places. People treated polling as a festival, bearing festival clothes, women bearing their jewelry despite higher percentage of poverty and illiteracy. The number of invalid votes cast was a low at 0.3% to 0.4% as a remarkable feature with the widespread participation of the women, at least 40% of the women eligible to vote. So thus Thus, the faith of the leadership in the people were fully justified when the election's results were declared. It was realized that nearly 46% of the eligible voters had cast their vote. There were many political parties which had participated in their country first general election and state assemblies elections in the free India, starting from the Indian National Congress to Socialist Party, Kisan Mazdoor Praja Party, Communism and Alliances, Jan Sabha Hindu, Mahasabha RP, Ram Rajya Parishad, other local parties are and independent. The Congress had emerged as a single largest party by the winning 364 seats with the 45% of the total polled vote for the Lok Sabha. The Congress formed all the government in all the state and all the center too. It did not get majority as it owned four state Madras, Tanjavur, Cochin, Odisha, Pepsu, formed government even there with the help of independent and smaller local parties which then merged with it. Communist performed was big surprise and emerged as a second largest group in the Lok Sabha. Prince and big landlord still wielded a great deal of the influence in some part of the country. Their parties, uh, Gan- Ganatantra Parishad won 31 seats in Odisha Assembly. Despite the numerical domination position of the Congress, the opposition was quite effective in the parliament. Other form of the political participation, such as the trade union, Kisan Sabha, strike, Harshal band, and demonstrate, were available to the middle class organizations, working class, and section of the rich and middle class. Peasantry election was the main form of direct political participation for the vast mass of the rural and urban poor. After 1952, during the Nehru year, two other general election was held for the Lok Sabha State Assembly in 1957 and 1962. Voters turnout improved in 1957 to 47% and in 1962 54% in both the election. The Congress again emerged as a single largest party and formed government at the center and the state level. However, in 1957, the Communists were able to form a government in Kerala, which was for the first democratic elected communist government anywhere in the world. The free and the peaceful conduct of the polls was an indicator that democracy system institute a legacy and the national movement were beginning to take root. Successful conduct of the polls was one of the reasons why India and Nehru came to admire abroad, especially in the ex-colonial countries. Political leadership used election both to promote national consultation and to the legitimize at politics of integration. As observed by Ashok Mehta, the parliament acted as a great unifier of the nation. The dominance of the Congress system, the success of the Congress as the dominant party in the electoral system had led many terms of the initial years of the republic as the Congress system. This was the attributed to the electoral success of the Congress as well as weakness of the opposition during these years. In the three general elections following independence, the Congress gained overwhelming majority. It won three out of every four seats, even when it did not have the total votes polled. In 1952, for the example, the Congress obtained 45% of the total votes, but it managed to win 74% of the seat in the first general election. But out of 489 of the Lok Sabha, the Congress had won 364 seats in the next two general election of 1957 and 1962 respectively. It had secured 370, 371 and 361 seats out of total 491. It had formed government at the state level throughout the country, except exception such as Kerala in 1957. Nature of the Congress dominance. India is not only accepted to have experienced the dominance of one party. We can see example of one party domination in other part of the world as well as different key. However, the while in many other countries democratic values and norms were compromised, in India these values and norms were upheld. In some countries like China, Cuba, and Syria, constitution allowed only single party to rule country. Some other like Myanmar, Belarus, Egypt, and Eritrea was effective one party state due to the legal military measures. Until a few years ago, Mexico and South Korea and Taiwan was also effective one party domination state. The Congress party had inherent inherent the legacy of the national movement led by the Indian National Congress and its two stalwart such as Nehru and Sardar Patel was widely respected figure among the mass due to the strong organization network inherent form of the dates of the freedom movement throughout the country. It reached out to masses instantly that and connected well. It was simple, not possible for the other political parties to organize themselves in such a short time and gaining confidence of the mass during the freedom struggles movement. INC had adopted inclusive approach and accepted membership of all the uh, strata of the society. After independence, Congress maintained the same characteristic. The Congress also remained sensitive and functioned as medium of the reconciliation, accommodation, and adjustment of the diverse and the divergent class, sectional, and the regional interest. The Congress was an ideological coalition and accommodation the revolutionary and the pacifist, conservation and the radical extremist and the modest and the right and the left and all sides of the center coalition of nature of the Congress Party tolerated and encouraged various factions and instead of being weakness internal factionalism become the strength of the Congress. The system of factions functioned as a balancing mechanism within the ruling party. In the first decade of the electoral competition, the Congress acted both as a ruling party as well as opposition. Hence, the noted political scientist Mr. Rajni Kathuri termed this period Indian politics as a Congress system. Due to the great performance of the Congress party, all opposition parties achieved only a token representation in the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies during the Congress system period in the beginning reflected the true sense of democracy in India. There was a high degree of mutual respect between the Congress and opposition leaders. Non-Congress political leaders such as Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Dr. Syama Prasad Mukherjee were part of the first cabinet of the independent India. At however, the positive rapport between the Congress and opposition leaders gradually declined when these parties, in intense competition of achieving power, as the ability to Congress accommodation all the interest and the all aspiration for the political power steady decline. Other political parties starting gaining greater significance by the mid 1960s. There was increased criticism of the party in the country, along with some disillusionment within the party. Disillusionment with the party internal division grow over time. Factors such as death of the two prime ministers in quick sessions, economic crisis, agriculture failure due to thought like cost situation by Beacon Mountain etc. created fertile ground for disaffection toward the Congress and the space for the opposition politics. Thus, the Congress dominance constituted only phase of the country politics and the by 1950s and 1967 general election, this phase was in decline. See opposition parties. Election participation of the opposition parties played a key role in the maintaining the democratic characteristic of the system. Since its inception, the opposition parties offered a sustainable and the principal criticism of the practices and the policies of the Congress party by keeping democratic politics alternative alive. Of the opposition parties prevented the resentment with the system from the into anti-democratic right of the first election and the existence of the several politics parties such as the Bharatiya Sangh, the Socialist Party, the Communist Party, the Kisan Mazdoor Praja Party (KMPP) was the crucial for the development of the parliament democracy in India. Thus, it would be pertinent to discuss the major political parties that contributed in the democratic consolidation process in the initial year of the Republic. Socialist Party, the foundation of the Socialist Party was laid by the independence when the some leaders with the Congress Party sought a more radical and egalitarian Congress, so that they formed the Congress Socialist Party (CSP) in 1934. Jayaprakash Narayan, Ram Manohar Lohia, Achohat Patwardhan Ashok Mehta, Acharya Narendra Dev, S.M. Joshi, and the stalwart leader of the Socialist Party in its various incarnations. Relation with the Congress was a key issue that the party faced after independence, since the Congress party changed the ruling regard dual the membership and barrier the CSP members from the Congress membership, and the CSP leaders was compelled to form a separate Socialist Party in 1948. Subsequently, after a merger with the KMPP, the party became the Peria Socialist Party in 1952. The Socialists believed in the ideology of the democratic socialism, which distinguished from both the Congress and the Communist Social Party. Leaders criticized Congress for the favoring capitalist and the landlord and the ignoring teeming masses like worker, peasant. The Socialist Party was in a big dilemma when the Congress Party in 1955 declared its commitment to the socialist pattern of the society. In such scenario, their leaders Asok Mehta offered limited cooperation with the Congress. However, that leaders such as Ram Manohar Lohia took statutory anti-Congress lines. In the contemporary time, the Samajwadi Party, the Rashtriya Janata Dal, RJD Janata Dal, Janata Dal secular trace their origin to the Socialist Party. BJP was formed in 1951 by the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, and its lineage could be tracked back at the RSS, Rashtriya Swam Sevak Sangh, and the Hindu Maharashtra before the independence. The BGS emphasized the idea of one country, one culture, and one nation, and argued that the country become the modern, progressive, and strong on the basis of the Indian culture and tradition. The prominent leader of BGS was the Syama Prasad Mukherjee, Deen Dayal Upadhyay, and the Balraj Madhwak. Even though its performance in consecutive Lok Sabha election remained unimpressive, high point on its political journey was a merger in the Janata Party and in the post 1977 Janata government. Prominent figure of the BGS such as Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Lal Krishna Advani serve in the cabinet. In the contemporary time, the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) traces a route to the BGS, the Communist Party of India, the taking inspiration from the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. There emerged a lot of communist group advocating socialism in the solution of to the problem affecting the nation. In 1922, the communist worker mainly within the Congress fold, but they had separated themselves from the Congress when they supported the British in World War II. It had a well organized, decided cadre and the effective organization to run political party. The communists believed in violent uprising as they thought the transfer of power was not genuine. They later abundant violent means the participated in general election and the emergent as the second largest opposition party. The party supported was more concentrated in Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, and Kerala. Their stalwart leaders included A.K. Gopalan and S.A. Dangi, EMS Bodri Pad, P.C. Joshi, Ajay Ghosh, and the P. Sundarya. The CPI and the split in 1964, and the pro-China faction formed the CPI Marxist. Now the base of the both shrunk a lot. Of their presence concentrates in the very low state in the countries. Swatantra Party. The Swatantra Party was formed in August 1959 after Nagpur resolution of the Congress, which called the land ceiling takeover of the food grain trade by the state adaptation of the corporation. Forming the party believed lesser involvement of the government in economy is opposed to the development strategy, the state intervention in economic, central planning, nationalization, public sector. They opposed progressive tax regime, demanded dismantling of license Raj. It criticized of the non-alignment policy and friendly relation with the India with the Soviet Union and advocate closer ties with the US. So the industrialist and the big landlord had supported this party. This party had a very limited influence, lacked dedication, cadred, so it didn't perform well. The stalwarts of the party were the C. Rajgopalachari, K.M. Munshi, N.G. Nanga, and Minno Masani. And our chapter is completed now. I hope you just understand the chapter very well.